Hello. Okay, so you're gonna need a ball, a rope or a strap, and some light weights. Two. We're gonna lay on the floor. We're gonna get ready. So, starting the timer now. Here we go. We're gonna start feet flat on the floor, head on the ground. Tuck your shoulders away from your neck. And we're gonna grab your 3 fingers, tighten your abdominals, and start poking your belly. Poke, 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 poke. We're working on your transverse abdominis. You have a muscle that wraps around your waist like a girdle, and it holds up your torso between your rib cage and your hips. So this is what causes you torso stability. We want to make sure that it knows how to engage, and tapping around your belly forces it to engage. They've done studies that show when you touch it, your transverse abdominis will contract, trying to protect the organs. So we want to make sure we're just tapping everywhere, not just the comfortable spots that are already strong, but around the belly button, around the bladder area, around the side of the waist, and the other side of the waist. You have 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You're going to put your hands down to your sides. You're going to pelvic tilt next. We're going to visualize our rectum, our private area, and our urethra, trying to squeeze all 3 of those muscles. So relax the shoulder blades. You're not lifting your butt off the ground. Your hip might roll, but you're going to squeeze the rectum, the private area, your urethra. Hold, 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 and relax. You're going to engage the core here. You're going to squeeze rectum, private area, urethra. Hold, 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 and relax. Engage abs, contract rectum, private area, urethra. Hold, 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 and relax. Engage core, rectum, private area, urethra. Hold, 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 and relax. You're going to engage core, rectum, private area, urethra. Hold, 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 and relax. 1 more to go. Tighten core, rectum, private area, urethra. Hold, 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 and relax. Okay, we're going to move right on to bridges. So we're going to engage those 2 components we just warmed up with, our core, and we're going to do bridges. If you're new to this and you haven't done bridges before, or you can barely lift your butt off the ground still, don't use weights. But if you've been using weights for a while, you're going to grab some nice light weights, put them on your hip bone, feet shoulder width apart. You want your heels pretty close to underneath the knee. Tuck your shoulders down, engage that core, engage that pelvic floor we just worked on. You're going to push through your heels, squeeze those butt cheeks and rectum, and then lift your butt off in one motion, and then set yourself back down nice and controlled. Tight abs, tight pelvic floor, tight butt. Push through the heels, squeeze that butt up until your hips are straight, and then come on down. Tight abs, tight butt. Push through the heels, squeeze, 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 and come on down. Tight abs, tight butt. Push through the heels, squeeze, 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 and come on down. Tight abs, tight butt. Push through the heels, squeeze that butt nice and tall, and come on down. Basically, what we're doing is we're training your butt how to straighten and fold your hips. This is a great way. Keep coming up and down. This is a great way to get your hamstrings and your butt stronger, your pelvic floor, while protecting your spinal cord. So if you happen to know that you struggle with lower back pain, this is going to be a great way to build up the strength in your hips without putting pressure on the spinal cord. We've got 1 more to go here, bringing up the hips, squeeze that butt, hold, 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 and come on down. Excellent. Nice tight abs. And then we're going to set the weights to the side. We're going to hug both the knees to the chest, toes to the ceiling. Make sure you're relaxing the neck and the shoulder. Feel the stretch in the lower back. Keep breathing. Don't hold your breath. Okay, we're going to bring those legs down. We're going to go ahead and we're going to do torso stabilizers. We're going to tighten those abs. We're going to put our right leg to the ceiling, our left arm to the ceiling. You're going to tighten your abdominals, and you're going to you want to keep your wrist facing the direction of your torso. You want the wrist over the rotator cuff, and you want the heel over your hip socket. Tuck your shoulder and your whole torso like it's a brick. You're going to bring your arm out about 30 to 45 degrees away from your torso, and then bringing it back over your joints again. You are not bringing it back to the center of your body. You're going from the joints away from your body and back over the joints again. I'm going to turn into a different direction so you can see the angle. And you just keep it over and then away from your torso. Don't let the bent leg wiggle, and then don't let your rib cage twist. Don't let your hip twist. Basically, if you had a big cup of water here, it would not be moving. Your torso would be so strong like a brick. What are we doing? We're working the inner thighs and your rotator cuff, yes. But really what we're training is for your transverse abdominis and your obliques, the side of your abdominal muscles, to work to control your torso. Bring that leg down. And we're going to get ready for the next one, bringing up the left leg. Right arm to the ceiling, palm faces towards your body. Tuck your shoulder away from your neck. Nice tight abs, and you're going to go away from the torso, back over the joints again. Don't come to the center of your body. It just creates a momentum that's not as strong. So we really want to just lock down the core, the transverse abdominis, the girdle muscle, and we want to work on those obliques, not letting the torso twist. So this is a great way when we're walking that we just don't have our spine wiggling back and forth everywhere. And watch the other leg, have it in full control. Yeah, 4, 3, 2, 1, and come on down. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and grab your strap right now. So time for your strap. You're going to put your right foot in the strap. You're going to first lower the leg and straighten it with your foot flexed. Then I want you keeping that knee nice and straight but not locked out, bringing it up until you feel the range of motion in your hamstrings. The second that knee wants to bend, that's the second you got to go back down and get into that lower stretch. So some people are going to barely be level with their other leg. Some people are going to go all the way up to the ceiling. What I don't want is for you to have your foot up to the ceiling and then your knee is perfectly bent and you go, oh, I really feel a stretch. You technically do feel a stretch here, but I'm after a different stretch. I want all of this to be straightened out. And what happens is when we're walking, that back being straightened like that allows the leg to come farther behind us so that we can make a better walk forward. So we really want this hamstring to have its full stretch, not just part of its hamstring stretch. And also they're now learning too that plantar fasciitis is a lot of times directly related to a tight upper calf here. So we're stretching all that out right now. You have 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You're going to tighten your abs. Bring your left foot into the strap. So now both feet are in the strap. Bring your right leg out. And then you're going to lower that left leg and flex that foot and start to pull it up until that knee wants to bend. And then just before it bends, that's going to be your level. Keep your abs engaged. We want your spinal cord always secure. And to do that, it has to have a little bit of tension in your abdominals, as if a little kitty, maybe like an 8-pound cat, was going to drop on your belly and try to take a nice little warm nap in the winter time. Makes me want a kitten. We hold this one longest because how often do we stretch this leg? Hardly ever. So we're going to nail it right now. You have 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Engage the abdominals, release that tension, set the strap to the side. We're doing so good right now. Okay. I hope you guys are doing good. Thumbs up for everyone, and everyone can hear okay. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and move on to marches. So there are 2 levels to marches. Both of them require your abdominals, that transverse abdominis, nice and engaged, belly button to the spine, and then the spine towards the floor. This is the only exercise you're pushing your spine towards the floor. But if it doesn't touch the floor, that's okay. You're just actively pushing it towards the floor. So don't force it to touch the floor, just push it towards the floor. Level 1, hands to the side, feet are flexed. You're going to bring alternate knees to the chest, not to the armpits, to the chest. That's level 1. If you are ready for level 2, because you feel like this is a little too easy, you're going to bring both knees over the hip joint, flex that foot, and then one knee comes to the chest while the other leg heel taps the floor. One knee drives to the chest, the other one taps the floor. You got to have the heels. For some reason, having that toe changes the range of motion, which we know the reason why, but we want that lower range of motion. So it's got to be the heels, and you're driving the knees towards the chest. Don't just bring the knee up to the hip and go, oh, look how good I'm doing. Drive that knee to the chest. Push the belly button into the floor and relax your neck. And don't forget to breathe. We want that diaphragm to get strong against all that tension. This is going to be great if ever we get a cold and we need to cough out all that gook. We're going to have strong diaphragm. You have 3, 2, 1, come on down. That should have worn you out. And that's what we're after. This is a workout, not a rest out. We're going to put our right ankle on our left knee. If that feels easy, you're going to push your right leg away from you without moving your hip or wiggling your spine. You're going to push it away from you. If that feels easy, then you're going to tighten your abdominal. You're going to interlace your fingers and grab your left thigh, and then straighten your left leg and flex that left foot. Not everyone can do this. If you cannot hold your fingers together, you can get that strap, put it around your foot, and hold it up. But the left leg cannot be left dangling. You can't just lift it up and have it dangling. It's too much on the legs and the back to have to carry all that. We want the stretch, not the strain. So we always want something holding the leg. And then we have 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice tight abs. Bring that leg down, and we're going to switch legs. Engage those abs, putting the left foot on the right ankle. If that's all you can do, that's all you can do. If that feels easy, push the left knee away from you. If you can don't wiggle your hip or your spine, that's all you can do. Stay there. If that feels easy, tighten the abs. Bring the right leg to you, straighten that right leg, flex that foot. And if you can't reach your fingers, then grab that strap and hold it up. Just relax that neck, flex that foot. And this is a time where people sometimes want to point and flex their toes, and I get it, I do. There is a time for that. But right now, because we always have such tight hamstrings, we're always better off trying to get the hamstrings stretched more than trying to move the toes. So with the movement, it takes out the stretchy part of it and makes it a movement. So we want to just keep the foot nice and flexed. You have 3, 2, 1, and bring that foot down. Going to go ahead and we're going to move on to the ball twist. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to grab our ball or a pillow. You can get a pair of socks. You can get a rolled up towel. You can even ball up your little strap and put it between your knees. All of them are going to work. You're going to put it between your knees. You're going to have your feet together on the floor. Level 1, tighten your abs, and you're going to let your knee drop just a little bit to the side. Use your ab to pull to center. Let gravity tip you to the side, and then tighten your abs, resist gravity, bringing it up to the center. Level 2, you're going to have the ball over your hips. If the ball lowers away from your hip, you must go to level 1 because that's too much torque on the lower vertebrae and you'll cause more problems than you need. So here we go. I'm going to turn in a different direction so you can kind of see how it goes. And then I'm going level 2. Nice tight abs. Just let gravity tip you just to the side, just a little bit. Tighten the abdominals, come to the center. Drop to the other side, just a little bit, not a lot. Tighten the abs, come to the center. You're going to drop just a little bit, tighten the abs, come to the center. The idea is we're working your obliques here, and we're engaging the abdominal, that the opposite oblique is the one that's pulling you back up. We're not trying to push the leg to the ground. We're trying to pull the leg back up from the ground. But we don't want to go to the ground because your abs can only turn 30 degrees. So if you go way to the floor, you're using your back and spinal cord. And that's not what this exercise is about. We're trying to train the abdominals how to control the waist. This will come in handy throughout your whole life if you can control your abdominals and not be at the mercy of your spinal cord. You have 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then come back to the center, and then go ahead and set the ball down to the side. And we're going to do a spinal twist here. So we're going to put our arms straight out like a T. Palms to the ceiling, tuck your shoulders away from your neck, tighten your feet and knees together. And now you get to turn your knees as low as your body feels safe. Remember, some people's back can only barely turn to the side. Some can go all the way down to the side. You do what is best for your body, keeping your shoulders away from your ears. Ears and shoulders are enemies. Palms up to the ceiling so that we open up the chest. We get into the deltoid and the bicep here, getting our rib cage to open up, our vertebrae. You'll feel it in your hip. But the main factor is just do what feels safe to your spinal cord. Protect the spinal cord at all costs, because that's what we have to use our whole life. So just keep it. You can turn your head to the right if you like. If you don't want to, don't worry about it. Do what your body can handle doing. This is about growing your ligaments, your tendons, your nervous system. Nice tight abdominals. Bring your knees back up and then readjust your back. Arms still straight out. And then you're going to go ahead and drop. Make sure you keep your feet. They're going to turn off to the side, but don't move your feet. Once they plant there, they just go and then they turn to the side. It's dangerous to relocate your legs and then have your knees up higher. It's too much for the spine. Relax the neck. You can turn your head to the left if you like. Just keep the shoulders relaxed. Go only as low as the back feels safe. At any point you're like, nope, I don't like this, bring it up a little bit. Don't worry. Do what's your level, what is your comfort level. And eventually, if you're consistent, which most of you are, I believe so, from everyone I see, seems like we will get this. But you always have to remember, we're all working with ligaments and they take forever to change. You have 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Tighten the abdominals and bring your head forward, your knees forward, readjust your back. Okay, we're going to go ahead, find that ball again. Boink. And we're going to put it between our knees. We have 2 levels here. Level 1 is feet on the floor together. We're going to squeeze 20 slow, 20 fast. Level 2, ball over the knees. Feet are flexed, feet are together, and we're going to squeeze 20 slow, 20 fast. We're going to do this together. Tighten the abdominals here, and feet are together. Here we go. And squeeze 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, and give yourself a little break here. And I got to catch my breath. Okay, shoulders relaxed, abs are tight. Get back into position. We're going to go fast now. Tighten those abs. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. And bring that ball down to the side. Nice job, everybody. Okay, we're going to have your feet together, your knees together, tighten your abs, joink, and tighten that pelvic floor. We're going to open up those thighs. If you can roll those feet together, that is great, but don't let your back arc. I'm going to pull mine up. Don't let your back arc push it. You're not pushing it towards the floor. You're just tightening your abs, squeezing your butt, and then opening your legs. We don't want the lower back to arc forward and opening up all the vertebrae, causing future problems. We want to stay in a neutral spine. So keeping the abs tight, keeping the butt tight will keep it in a neutral spine. We're not actively pushing the back towards the floor. And again, relax the shoulders, feel the inner thighs stretching out. We just worked them with our squeezings. When we did slow, we were using slow twitch muscles. When we were going fast, we were using fast twitch muscles. And now we're stretching them out. We need strong inner thighs so that we can walk and have a nice gait and healthy hips. You have 3, 2, 1. Nice tight abdominals. Bring those knees in, feet flat on the floor. Okay, we're going to get ready for crunches now. There's 2 levels of crunches. If you have osteoporosis and your doctor has said no crunches for you, no sit-ups for you, you're going to just keep your head to the ground, hands on the chest, and you're going to push your belly button towards the spine and relax. Push the belly button towards the spine and relax. If your doctor has not said you have osteoporosis, or he said, yeah, but you can do crunches, you're not that bad, whatever, right? Do what your doctor says. You're going to put your hand behind your head. You're going to pretend like there is like a grapefruit size between your neck and your chin. And you're going to use your abdominals to visualize your abdominals pulling the rib cage towards your pelvic floor or towards your pelvic bone, and then slowly releasing it back down. The only reason why your head lifts is because your abs are strong enough to pull the rib cage forward, not because you're keeping your rib cage down and your head is lifting up. We can all lift our head up without engaging our abs. We need to lift our heads up because we're engaging our abdominals. You will feel, you should have your pelvic floor engaged, your feet flat on the floor, and we're going to get ready to start right now. Tucking shoulders and crunch it up and bring it down. Crunch it up and bring it down. We're really just squeezing the abdominals, exhaling as we come up, inhaling as we come down, exhaling on the way up and exhaling on the way down. And we're really just visualizing the rib cage being pulled towards the hip, like there's these little strings and they're going, pull it down there. And everything is staying neutral, that the chin is neutral, the neck is neutral. I'm not using my neck to lift my head up. It's my rib cage is bending forward because my abdominal is squeezing it towards my hip. And exhale on the way up, inhale on the way down. Check your shoulders, put everything into your abdominals, your pelvic floor. You have 3, 2, 1, and come on down. Okay, how'd you do? Should be doing good here. We're going to get ready for reverse crunches now. We're going to lift the right leg up, left leg comes up, flex those feet. We're going to bring those arms straight up to the ceiling, palm faces the shins, tucking shoulders, flex those feet. And then you're just trying to keep the heel over the hip, heels over the chest, heels over the hip, heels over the chest. We're working on the lower abdominals here. So we want to make sure we're just keeping our arms perfectly straight and our legs, our shins are coming to the hands with maybe a little lift at the bottom of our bum here. And make sure you're breathing. It would be inhale on the way out and exhale on the way in. When they're coming and the legs are coming in, you exhale. Keeping those shoulders relaxed. Use all the bottom of your abdominals to pull that leg in. Almost done. Keep breathing. You have 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring those legs down, arms down. We're going to straighten out those legs. And we're going to have our arms overhead, palms facing each other, but not touching. And we can point those knees and toes to the ceiling, as always, tucking shoulders down from your ears. So we're just stretching out everything, letting gravity just realign us all, stretching out our abdomen, our rib cage, our shoulders, our lats, our hips, our knees. Everything gets a good stretch. And if it hurts too much to have your hands over, feel free to have your arms out like a T with the palms to the ceiling. You have 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Tighten your abs, bring those knees up, bring those arms down. Okay, we're going to move on to chest press here. Now, if you have shoulder issues or you're new to this idea, I prefer you go with no weights at all. So hear me when I say I prefer no weights if you're not used to this, if you have shoulder problems, if you've never done this before. If you know this and you've been doing it for a while with me, you can go to light weights, because we're going to be doing chest press, triceps, overhead press. But because I focus on the shoulder blade and controlling the shoulder blade, I'm not interested in heavy weights until you can control the shoulder blades to stay back down and away from your ears. What most people do is they hike their shoulders up when they're going up and down, and they have their elbows really high. So this is going to be super precision exercises, and I prefer that you spare your rotator cuff above all other things. Your priority is to protect the rotator cuff. And we're going to do it by disengaging the neck and the shoulders and locking in the shoulder blades. So we're going to go ahead, bring our arms straight up to the ceiling, palms facing the knees, tuck the shoulders away from our ears, squeeze the blades into the floor. Now we have our shoulder blades engaged. I want you to visualize the weights over your chest, not over your shoulders. It's not the shoulders, over the chest. You're going to visualize like you have a big rolling pin, nice and wide, parallel arms. You're going to bring down that rolling pin down towards your chest till the elbows hit the floor, keeping the shoulders tucked in, and then push straight back up to the ceiling. Tuck your shoulder blades down, bring the elbows down at your chest, not at your shoulders, and then tuck the shoulder blades down again and push straight up again. Bring it down, tuck shoulder blades, push straight up. I want your shoulder blades on fire if you're doing this correctly. So what it looks like from the overview, you're going to tuck shoulder blades straight up, and then notice the wrists stay over the elbows. The whole time I keep my wrist over my elbows. I don't bring it to my chest. I don't bring it out wide. I keep it all lined up against gravity. You have 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then go ahead and come on down. Roll those shoulders back. Your neck should be completely relaxed and feels nice and great, but your shoulder blades should feel the effort. So that's how we do a proper chest press. This is all about training the shoulder blades. This isn't so much chest muscles right now. This is all making strong shoulder blades so that one day we're not all over the place doing everything wrong. Because imagine if you doing exercises this whole time, right? You're increasing inappropriate tension on the wrong parts of your ligaments doing a chest press like this versus like this. Okay, time for triceps. We're going to go ahead and bring those weights up over our shoulders again, and then tuck the shoulder blades back, tuck them down. Notice my arms are parallel to each other, not wide out. They're nice and parallel. I'm tucking the blades down, and I'm going to bring them down, and look how my elbows and wrist are all still aligned with my shoulders. I haven't widened my elbows. I'm not narrow in my chest, and I'm not way out. They're all aligned with each other with my shoulder blades tucked, and I come straight back up parallel. I come down parallel, and I come up parallel. I'm going to show you my side view. This is really important that you disengage the neck. The neck is all disengaged, and the shoulder blades are all pushed into the floor and squeezing the spinal cord. So you're starting up over the rotator cuff and coming down towards the floor to the sides and keeping the arms fully parallel. And notice that my arm here stays perfectly still. It's not moving. It's like somebody is holding it. That somebody is my shoulder blade. If I have my neck all squished up here, I'm just triggering my neck, triggering my shoulder, creating such a problem in my rotator cuff. Here, I'm strengthening my shoulder blade, strengthening my rotator cuff, strengthening my back. We have 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I get to bring that weight down. You can roll those a little bit. Hope your shoulder blades are all on fire, and that your neck is nice and calm and relaxed, like a massage. I hear laughing. Okay, we're going to go ahead and get ready for overarm press. Again, this is mostly to train the shoulder blade, but we're also working this muscle called the serratus anterior. It's attached to the back of your shoulder blade and attaches to your rib cage here. It is responsible for this chopping motion here. When we have a nice strong serratus anterior and a rhomboid that's between our shoulder blades, when those are all strong, then we can pull this shoulder down a bit and have a nice free flowing rotator cuff exercise. It's when we hike up our shoulders that we have all the click, 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 pain, pain, pain. And so we're trying to undo shoulder pain and get that back to become the anchor that it's supposed to be. So we're going to grab one weight, palms facing the ball, the bells. This is the handle. These are the bells, why it's called a dumbbell. If you don't want weight, a ball is safe to have, or a ball or a little pillow, something light, but you want something in your hands a little bit. Okay, so we're going to go straight over the chest, tuck shoulder blades, relax the neck and shoulders. Keeping the elbows straight is paramount. Keeping the shoulders down and the elbows. These two work side by side. The second you bend that elbow, tricep takes over. We're going to go ahead and bring the arms overhead only as far as your rotator cuff can go. You're going to shove the shoulders towards your hips, press them into the floor, and lead with the elbow back over your chest again. Tuck shoulder blades, going back, back, back. Tuck shoulder blades, push through the arms, and bring it up. Try to keep those elbows straight. Don't let that neck trigger. And boy, oh boy, can I tell my right arm with the port is causing me to not go as far as I normally do. Tucking shoulders, tight abs. I'm going to go back, just one arm it all the way to the floor on the left arm. I knew it was the right arm. Okay, tucking shoulder blades, going overhead, tuck shoulder blades, and coming on up. Tuck shoulder blades and come on up. Really tuck those shoulder blades, push them into the floor, keep those elbows nice and straight. You got to feel it. You'll feel it. When you do it right the first time, that armpit muscle just kicks right in. And every time, if you miss it, if you go, I don't feel that armpit muscle she's talking about, that means you're somewhere in your shoulder up into the capsule. Got to push it down into the floor. That, and if you're and your elbow straight. So straight elbow, shoulder push to the hip, push to the floor, and that armpit muscle is going to trigger every single time. You have 3, 2, 1, and your last one right there. Come on down. Excellent job. Let's put our arms overhead and just stretch that out for a moment. Palms facing the ceiling. Relax that neck and shoulder. This is a good workout. I'm liking it. Okay, come on down. Okay, So we're going to turn onto our belly. More stretching time. We're going to come onto our belly here, and we're going to grab your right foot. If you cannot grab it, we still have straps. Yay. If at any point you're like, no, I can't be on my belly, that doesn't work for me, you can come to your side and do your quad on your side, or you can stand up and do your quad at this point. So any of those are legit abilities. If you need a rope, you would put it on here and just hold it back. The idea is you're trying to align your ankle, your knee, and your hip all aligned. So you're not having your leg way out to the side. You're lining it up with your torso and grabbing it towards your heel, towards your butt. And this is stretching out your quadricep and your hip flexor, your lower abs, which we were working a little bit earlier with. So this is a really nice one. This is all the undoing of the sitting all day, all the 90-degree chairs we sit in. So this is a really nice one to get done pretty much every day. If you could do this, you're going to find you're not going to be leaning forward so much. First thing is when someone tells you they have a lower back problem, if you see how they stand, usually they stand with their shoulders a little bit ahead of their hips. So this is the stretch for them. Come on down, switch sides. You're going to come and grab your left. Again, grab the strap if you need to do it. And then make sure they align, or turn to your side and do your stretch on your other side. So I'm almost packed and ready to go. I'm going to post these videos and then I'll be headed out. You have 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go ahead and bring that leg down. And then if you don't have problems with your back, well, actually, if you had vertebrae issues, this is a great one. This next one is great. We're going to bring your big toes together and your heels apart. Big toes together, heels apart. So your feet, when your feet are together, you're going to pull your heels apart. You're going to bring your elbow under your shoulder, line it nice up, and then bringing your, let's see if I'm, there we go. Okay, and then bringing your palms parallel to each other, face down on the floor. You're going to shove your shoulders down, and then we're going to get ready to lift our chin. The second you lift your chin, you may not turn to the side. Your vertebrae is right now nice and extended comfortably, but it's safe. The second we tuck these shoulders down, hands on the ground, and pull the chin up, your vertebrae is all stretched out, and we don't want to turn our head. So we're going to come on up. I'm going to move my timer so I can see, so I don't turn my head, and tucking shoulder blades. If at any point you feel this is not for you, just watch or fast forward if you're watching the video. Otherwise, just watch your neighbors. Okay, we're lifting up the chin, tucking in the shoulders. Do not turn. Don't look at the video. Don't look at your neighbors. Don't look at anything else but straight forward. You have 10 more seconds. Just keep relaxing and holding that head up. You have 3, 2, 1. Pull the chin down, and now you can come down. Now your spine is safe. But this cobra is such a magic stretch for lower vertebrae. My goal is this month is to make a lower back workout. And that way, people who have lower back problems, I can just send them to that. But who knows? Okay, how are we doing? Doing okay? Thumbs up if we're doing good. Yay. I don't see a lot of thumbs up. Uh-oh. Okay. Okie dokie. So now we're going to get onto our hands and knees. Okay, we're going to go on to our hands and knees. At any point, if you feel that you need to get onto like a stability ball or drop down to your elbows, just make sure your elbow is lined up with your shoulder, that you're not too far in any direction, that gravity's holding you correctly. Otherwise, we're going to tuck the shoulders, nose to the floor. We're going to work on our bent over eye exercise. So we're going to tuck our shoulders. We're going to bring up our arm like we're doing a bird dog. We're going to tuck those blades and we're going to go up and down, keeping the chest facing the floor, tucking our shoulders back and just lifting the arm up. What we're trying to do is work that shoulder blade to pull back onto the rib cage. Got a little piece of shoulder blade back down in this area here. And we're just trying to get it to lift the shoulder up, exercising our upper back right now. Please keep the shoulder away from the neck. Neck and ears are enemies, or shoulders and ears are enemies. Last one right here. Come on down. You should feel this nice little warm back here. No tension up on the neck. We're going to tighten the ab, bring the left arm up, thumb to the ceiling, and we're just going to lift and lower, keeping the elbows nice and straight. We're just trying to work that back right now. It's a tiny little movement. It is not a big movement at all. It's very tiny because it's a tiny little muscle that pulls our arm back a little bit further so that we can, I guess, monkey bars and do axe chopping, things that we just don't do in this society. We never work this muscle. You have 3, 2, 1. Come on down. Oh, roll those shoulders back. Everyone doing okay? Okay, y'all look good. Okay, so let's go ahead. We're going to tuck those shoulders. We're going to shift to the left leg. Bring the right heel up. We're going to flex that foot and we're going to do donkey kicks. Here we go. Kick the heel, kick the heel. Make sure your hip is turned towards the floor. Your abs are tight. Your back is not swinging. If I had a glass of water on your hip, that it would stay nice and still. This isn't the Jane Fonda videos where we get to rock our back and just swing our leg as high as possible. We're precision. We're trying to get that hip strong. We're using the glute and your hamstrings to work together. You have 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and bring that leg down. You're going to shift that weight. We just have 35 more seconds and you get a child pose. Tucking shoulders, flat back, nose to the floor. Bring up the left leg and flex that foot and lift and lower. Just a tiny little move. You're barely going to ever get your knee higher than your hip. Rarely will you get higher. To do that, you'd have to bend your back. That's the wrong exercise. So really tighten your abdominals, tuck your shoulders, square your hip to the floor, and just visualize that glass of water on your hip, not spilling. Yeah, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come on down, and we get to come into a child pose, sitting your butt on your heels, stretching out. If you like, you can roll your wrists. Don't shake them. Remember, shaking is a ballistic move, and it's really bad for all those joints to get, it feels good because you're resetting the nervous system. The nervous system's all wired doing it, but all your bones are being pushed around and creating little future micro tears. So never shake the hands. Always just roll them and open and close them. Okay, come back on up. We're going to do the fire hydrant. We're going to tuck shoulder blades, nice tight abs. And we're going to shift the weight to the left and then keep the knees nice and 90 degrees. We're going to open that hip and close it. Open the hip and close it. I want you to visualize again If you had a glass of water, that glass of water is not tipping because you're keeping your shoulders tucked, your abdominals tight, and your hips square to the floor. It's really important that it stays square to the floor, because if you turn out a little bit, the wrong muscle is taking over, and we're trying to get this muscle that's really directed into the hip socket, creating a stronger hip socket. We're going to go ahead and come on down in 3, 2, 1, and come bring that down. We're going to shift our weight to the right leg. Left leg's going to come up, nice tight abs, and we're going to open and close. Again, shoulders are tucked, abs are tight, hip nice and square, that glass of water stays on you nice and stable. Leg stays 90 degrees, and the foot comes out with you along with your knees. Keep breathing, tucking shoulders, abs are tight. We're almost done. You have 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and come on down. This time we're going to thread the needle, putting your right arm through the left arm. Drop your right shoulder and right face onto the floor, lifting your butt high in the air. You have 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice tight abs. Come on up. And then we're going to thread the needle to the left arm through the right arm, dropping your left shoulder, left face. Your butt's high in the air. You've got a nice little twist in your back. This is a nice little spine twist for us. You have 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice tight abs. And we're going to go ahead and, okay, yep, we're going to do this one more here. We're going to go ahead and come into a downward dog. We're going to tuck in our toes, bring our arms under our shoulders, tuck the shoulder blades, and we're going to bring up our knees, bring our ears between bring your ears between your arms, push your chest towards your knees, and push your heels towards the floor. It may never touch the floor. That's okay. We're just going to stretch it out. Don't feel like your Achilles tendons are in danger. Lift your heels up to where it feels nice and safe. I'm just going to breathe. One more. And come on down. And then we're going to come into a crisscross pose here, sitting your butt nice crisscrossy. Okay. Can roll those shoulders back. And I want you to find your sitting bones, not your tailbone. So there's a difference between tailbone and sitting bone. So we want to be on the 2 sitting bones, not your tailbone. So you can tell because the tailbone's doink and the sitting bones are here. Okay, we're going to go ahead. Okay, yes. We're going to bring our hands to the floor. Make sure there is weight here on the floor. If you cannot reach the floor, get yourself like a ball or a weight to get higher, right? Or a yoga block or something. You need to have a connection to the floor where your arms are holding up your body in some way, some form. If you just dangle a little bit, it puts the contraction back into your back. Once you put weight on here, it releases the back contraction and allows it to become a stretch. So we want to stretch out our back with our shoulders down, our chin nice and lined up. And we're just holding that nice, comfortable stretch in our back. Okay, we're going to walk it on up. Now we're going to turn our chest to the right knee, lining up our heart to the knee. We're going to put both hands on either side of the knee. Don't go beyond the knee. So it's going to be right on the side here. If you go back here, this is no bueno. You're overstretching. You want to have it right, your arms between the knee, and then you're welcome to stretch even further down if you like, but you have to have tension on the floor. If you're just dangling, again, you're just straining the muscle, contracting it. We want to have this, we want to have the stability with the arm. Nice tight abs. We're going to come up, grab your chest there, and then turn to the left knee. And then bring your hands on either side of the knee. Make sure you're resting your torso, your upper body onto it. If at any point you're like, I can go more, then go down more, but make sure you're resting your torso here, that there's something holding you up. Basically like a suspension bridge. You got the stable part in your hip and the stable part in your hands or arms. And it's forcing this nice, comfortable stretch on the opposite direction in which you're stretching. Again, if you have back issues, this should be one of your top priorities between the marches, that half cobra, and this should be a top priority. Nice tight abs, walk it up. We get to come back to the center, roll the shoulders back, and we made it another day. Yay. Okay. I will see you guys